Hello, welcome. My name is Captain, and I am here to talk about something that I've been thinking about ever since I made the Will Smith video, which is I kind of wanted to go down the list of, Will Smith prodigies, Will Smith children, because I thought it was very interesting. Jaden Smith. This guy is a very unremarkable actor. He has had multiple movies go flop, and he's literally had every chance under the sun to be successful. He also had a very huge head start when it comes to music. He had a really big song icon. He had a pretty big album come out behind it. And again, he isn't necessarily the worst rapper. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like his content, how he raps, his voice is not horrible. It's just that the contents of what he raps about is just so otherworldly that it kind of just gets confused. And again, a lot of his raps are very cringe. A lot of the ways that he rhymes his words and all that, like he has a lot of dirty dishes lines during that whole album. But hey, again, it was a success. He sold really well. What's happening right now? Well, I'm looking at him right now, and he's not necessarily doing any big splashes. Other than just being Will Smith's son, he hasn't done anything noteworthy inside rap music and acting and pretty much anything, any type of media that he's been in. The only thing that he is getting popular for is all the horrendous shit he's been doing as of recently. Because again, he can do whatever he wants. He's Will Smith's son. You know, Jaden Smith is kind of a sad case because, again, when I was younger, they used to say that I look like him. I get it. I guess like my dad kind of looks like Will Smith. I understand, but it's just he's just the textbook of nepotism baby. Whatever he touches, whatever he does, whatever his venture is gonna be popular. He sold water. He does music. He tries to act and whatever. He is gonna get whatever role, whatever thing he wants to get because he is Will Smith's son. Now let's go back into why I think his music is absolute garbaggio. I feel like a lot of the times with music, we gravitate to artists that we actually have something in common with, you know what I mean? Rather that be them explaining the plot of being, a person that is not very, very well off. Or maybe they talk about, hey, I live in a bad neighborhood, you shouldn't do this, I had to do this is why you shouldn't do this, blah blah blah. Or it might just be some fun stuff, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I might be broke, but I'm out here trying to ball under budget. You know what I mean? And a lot of the times there is some type of lesson that you can learn in between the music and the messages that a rapper might talk about. But with Jaden Smith, there has never been a line of his that I felt like, oh man, this hits my heart. And I feel like he understands this because the next album that he dropped didn't do so well. So then he pivoted. He stopped doing rap and he started to get into his singing, R&B, whatever you want to call it, alternative music bag, which is the same thing that his sister Willow kind of gets into and kind of, you know, holds her personality or whatever you want to call it. But he also does that in a very meteoric way. His album or whatever you want to call it, collective of songs, was so underwhelming when it comes to music that it almost felt like you can't really judge it on the same level as like a regular artist. Sometimes you really have to like listen to Jaden's music, to certain people music, and be all like, okay, we got to think about it like a person who is not necessarily in tune with the culture. So, I kind of look at his music the same way that I listen to like a Jack Harlow or a freaking, okay, I'm about to say Tom McDonald, but I feel like that's super disrespectful. But why does this matter? It doesn't. It really doesn't. This is just me hating on another successful black man at this point. I just enjoy music. This is like one of my biggest half times. I love it so much, and I kind of get a little pissed off when I see people do very half-ass jobs when it comes to, you know, making and or recording and or doing the what they do in the art, you know what I mean? Because again, it is an oversaturated art form, but it is the one that I love. And I hope that in the future, maybe Jaden is able to make a good splash when it comes to music, because that's something that he's always been so interested in. And I feel like he is just further and further away from making any good content. But hey, I still listen to him. I think that is fun music. I think that the production is always amazing because he has the ability to pay for these freaking nuanced and crazy ass tracks. It just it's so sad because the nuance in the lyrics is just not there. Anyway, let me know how I'm wrong in the comments, and I'm gonna head out.